ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up.
What up, what up, what up? This is Julius Campbell, your boy, back in time. Then we got Marie Jones riding with us. What's up, Marie?
Hello, everyone. How you doing, Julius?
I am doing phenomenal. Listen, we are back. OAA, Ain't the Ain't 2024. We got some things we want to share with you tonight. Marie and I are going to talk one-on-one to allow you to know what we are getting ready to do the remainder of this year. She's also going to come back and tell you what Ain't the Ain't is all about, along with our verbal and visual, along with our OAA, what the acronym stands for, and also exactly what we do. Marie, introduce yourself and let them know who we are and what we do.
Hi, I'm Marie, and I'm with OAA, Offenders Alumni Association, Julius and I. And I'm here to say that we encourage, educate, and empower one another, because not one person, not one of us can do it alone. As Julius would say, we come on to share our stories, because you see Julius' story, you see my story, or Fred Green's story, or AB's story, and you can say, well, they made it, I too also can make it. And then we have verbal and visual, where we take and help system impacted youth, right? Where we encourage them, empower, and educate them. And then we have Ain't to Ain't, Mr. Julius Hall, who give us this safe space to share our stories. AB is the brainchild of of Ain't to Ain't, Incarceration to Incorporate. So shout out to you, AB. He's doing phenomenal. He was in North Carolina, now he's in Atlanta with his stores. So Julius Campbell, what more can you say?
Listen, I love that. One of the things I want to allow our listeners to know, because they hadn't seen us in a while, is we've been doing some phenomenal things, some unprecedented things. And I love what Marie said. Stories matters, but platforms matter as well. And again, we are so grateful for Julius Hall allowing us to have this platform so that you can hear our stories of success. Success is a beautiful word because it can be described in so many different facets. For number one, you can be successful educationally, successful organizationally, successful occupationally, and successful relationally. And that's what we bring to you on this platform. There are so many men and women that have been incarcerated, but now they are out re-entering society, and they are now incorporating. They have their own businesses, their own organizations, their own ministries. And so that is some of the things that Marie and I love to share on this platform so that we can change the negative narrative. What is a negative narrative? The negative narrative simply says that when you go to jail or prison, then your life is messed up. That is not the case. As a matter of fact, Marie, myself, Fred, Julius, all of us, we have broken that statistics that says after 3 years, we will recidivate or reoffend, and we have not. So Marie, I tell you, I want you just to come on in, and I know you got some questions, and I just want you to share with them some of your insights, some of your stories as we talk about Ain't to Ain't, Incarceration to Incorporation.
Well, guess what, Julius? I want to say we're doing OAA, Incarceration to Incorporate, verbal and visual. I like has Julia say connect the dots. And so what we did was OAA connected the dots with verbal and visual, which connect the dots with filling the gap, which connect the dots with Angela, and she is the tip organization with the youth. Great collaboration. And so, Julius, I want you to tell the people, if you would, about the verbal and visual, about the youth, and what we're doing with them.
Listen, y'all heard of collaboration. That girl is off the chain. She's doing very well. Well, verbal and visual, we've heard it said so many times that it takes a village. And we believe that to be true. So one of the things we've did with verbal and visual is a intense gun and gang violence mentoring program. And what we do is we recognize that youth or young people are no longer simply just listening. So what we try to do is not only allow them to verbalize, but we also want them to visualize the understanding, the consequences of gun and gang violence. So Marie and I, along with Fred and a community of partners, we say that, listen, the village matters. Why not go out, get the village, and work together? So we have a 4-week, powerful, impactful gun and gang violence program where we work with the Old Savannah City Mission, where we also work with many different funeral homes, Campbell, Adams. There are multiple funeral homes that we work with. We also work with the Mediation Center. We also work with other organizations and entities like, for example, Emily Burnside and Memorial Trauma Unit. We work with all of these community partners in a collaboration so that we can verbalize and visualize to our young people the effects, the negative effects of gun and gang violence. And just, briefly, as Marie asked me to share, what we do is we bring 4 types of weeks of activity. The first week, we have a mother's story or a parent's story. And in that parent sharing, we follow that up with a person from behind the bars that has been incarcerated since they were an adolescent. We follow that up with a visit to the funeral home. Kids don't understand statistics, but they do understand the visual effects of a funeral home and how many young people have died. We move on to bring about reconciliation with the Mediation Center. Then we move from there to understand the impact of trauma by going to Memorial Medical Center. And then we conclude with mentorship and graduation. And I share that with you in its entirety because I believe that we must work together, not in silos, but we should work together. And that is why we have a community partnership with all of these entities, because we are not just trying to get things on our own. We are trying to utilize the village. Marie?
It does take a village, as Julius was saying. It very much take a village. And Miko, how do you think effective that that verbal and visual is with our children? One, as you would say, with the kids, what do you think that they get out of the lessons when they go to Memorial Trauma Center? And you can talk about previous time, Julius, when we have taken the kids to Memorial and how they had so many questions to ask the trauma doctor. And what I loved about the trauma doctor that we met previous, how he showed his emotions. When he showed his emotions like that, I felt that he cared to talk to the kids and let them know that just a gunshot wound just don't affect you as in can kill you, but it can make you paralyzed. And then he told them different ways that you can become paralyzed. I think the one from neck down is what he called that one, Julius?
Quadriplegic.
Very good. You got quadriplegia where you can't move nothing but your head. And so he was telling them, giving them the different things. And the kids were just so interested in what he was telling them. And then they went to see the trauma, the rooms that people being. So it is, I think that it's very effective. I really do. And then when we take them to the funeral home, I remember one young man said that death is real. Jeremiah. He said death is real. And the funeral home director was talking to them, explaining to them that, the effects that guns have on not just the victim, but the families. So, Julius, what do you think that we can do to get the community, the village, to be more involved, to have more mentors for the youth after they come out of verbal and visual? What do you think? How can we get more mentors to be involved with our youth?
Well, that's a great question, Marie. Before I answer that question, I want to interject one thing you said. You say, what do I believe that verbal and visual has been impactful and effective? Yes, I do. Because we have data that shows us that what we've done has been impactful. With our first class, we had 10 students. And of those 10 students, 9 of those students completed the class. Only one student didn't complete the class because they moved to another city. And that one student that moved wound up committing a new offense with gun and gang violence. So actually, we have a 100% status, but because of that one person that no longer finished the class, I still think that we are very effective. So much so that the city agrees as well, and they have agreed to support us, to sponsor us to do this again. We're now doing verbal and visual again, but on a grander scale. Now we have 3 cohorts that we are operating with. So again, I believe that those stats prove that what we're doing is effective. Also, you asked the question, what can we do to bring the community in that they may also be involved? Well, I think one of the greatest things we're doing is right now awareness. A lot of people in our community are not aware of what's going on because it hadn't touched their home yet. So I believe that the way we bring the community in, make them active, especially more compassionate, is to bring about awareness. I believe we ought to go to churches, faith-based organizations, and we ought to let them know, listen, this is what's going on. Can we talk in their podiums or pulpits so that they too will be able to understand? Because I am a minister myself, and I know that the scripture tells us that it is our job, it is our duty to occupy and to influence and impact our community for his kingdom. And so that is one way we ought to do it, is reach out to faith-based organizations. Also, we can reach out to evidence-based organizations. We can do things on our own and talk to parents, schools, and ask them to come and hear about what we do, see how we are effective, and then invite them in.
That is very good, Julius. That is very, very good. I forgot one thing, and I know that Julius said that Tyro is character building, but we still is involved. That's connecting the dots. That's still connecting the dots with our youth. And we Tyro help build character. And they like that. I think that we're really, really effective also in Tyro with the youth, also, Julius. I don't know your opinion on that, but I just think that we are. So the coming up when we come back for verbal and visual on the 28th, that's when we're taking them to the funeral home. And this is a new group of young people, but I like this group of young people that we have now because I think that they engage and they ask more questions. They ask more questions, and then not just that, they take and answer us. When we ask the questions, they're not shy to answer us, Miko. How do you feel about that? Do you think that this group right here that we have is more attentive to what we're saying, like listening more? What do you think?
Well, great question. And I want you definitely to keep me abreast of the time. So please interject and interrupt me when that time comes. But to answer your question, I too love this group. Now, I love all of our groups because they are unique in their own way. But this group that we have now, and we have 12 students in this particular cohort, they are more engaging. They are more communicative. And a good word.
Excuse me, Mr. Campbell. We got to take a little break, and we'll be back momentarily.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
Okay, we're back, and I was asking Julius, how do he feel about this group that we're with verbal and visual, and he's going to continue to answer.
Thank you, Marie. And I believe that again, the group that we have now is engaging and more alert and attentive, as you stated. One of the things I want to give a shout out right here to Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, ones as we dub them, because they are doing some phenomenal things with the young people that we have. They have chosen at least 12 students out of this county, some of the hard cases, and they wanted to introduce them to something new, new ideas, new innovations. They call this the Pathway Forward initiative. And so, what they've been doing is they've been allowing the village again, different organizations and entities to come in on different days and share and encourage and motivate and train and teach our young people. So, we're just allowed to be a part of that great vision that they have. And so what we just recently did, the kids were to a camp. Yes, it was at a camp. And at camp, they stayed there for about a week. And while they were there, OAA, Offender Alumni Association Savannah, had an opportunity to be there as well. So I am so grateful for the opportunities that we are given, but also that is being given to others. There is a minister that I love. He wrote a book called Experiencing God. His name is Henry Blackaby. And he said that we ought to look around and see where God is at work and ask him to invite us in that we might be able to help. And that's what we are doing with Verbal and Visual, Tyro, and OAA. We are looking for an opportunity to help, and God has graciously granted that for us.
He has graciously opened the doors. I must agree with you. And but you know what, Miko, you said that this group that we have is more like you said they're more I guess more tougher or whatever that the city of Savannah may say about them. But you know what? I like them. I think they're more engaging. And also when we allowed them to speak about 2 weeks ago, how they opened up and they spoke and they shared, especially when the counselor from Durin Middle School came, and how those kids opened up and they spoke. And a lot of young men, it's probably one female in this particular class, but the rest of them are males. And a lot of the males, they take and they open up, because that counselor that from Durin Middle School, he was really open with them. He shared his story. And that's what Julius like to say. When you share your story, you make people who may feel like they look at him and may say, well, he's there now, he's a counselor. He's never been through anything, but he let them know he had a sister who got killed in front of him. And he came from the gutter. He didn't have new clothes. And the only time he got new clothes was when school came. So those stories matter, to let them see that other people go through, and that guess what? If I can make it and he can make it, you can also make it too. So stories matter. Do not shun people. You have to be careful how you shun people. You got to be very, very careful. So I just I want to say kudos to my team, Julius and Fred Green. Fred Green is oh man, he is phenomenal with them. One young man said he thought that Fred was mean, but then when he spoke with Fred, that's why you have to take and don't judge a book by its cover, and take and speak and talk to people, and then you will get to know them. So Julius, what do we have coming up for them? I know we're going to the funeral home, but what are the futures endeavors that we have for them?
Awesome word, futures endeavors. Listen, we have a hodgepodge of things that's on the horizon. As we stated before, we are going to be engaging. We don't want to just simply talk with oration skills, because sometimes kids' attention span is not that long. So we want to reinforce verbalization with visualization by taking them to the Memorial Trauma Unit, the Old Savannah City Mission, and other places. Those are some things that we have on the horizon. But if I will, Marie, I want to transition for a moment because something that I love
Excuse
about.
me, Mr. Campbell. Excuse me, Mr. Campbell. We have to go for a second momentarily, and we'll be back.
Mute your phone.
Mute your phone.
I don't think it was time for the video for the message in the break right there, Miss Jones.
Well, go ahead and continue speaking, Miko, what you were going to say.
Okay. I wanted to share this, and that was that what I love about our team and our flavor, I like what you said, kudos, is because we are relevant and relatable. I love those two words. What do I mean when I say relevant? When I say relevant is because we have lived experiences. We understand the culture of recidivism and reentry and injustice. And so, because we understand that culture and we understand what's going on in the community, we are relevant to our young people. Also, relatable. You and I, and Fred and Julie, all of us, we have lived experiences. So, we are relating to our young people, whether we had juvenile records or jail or prison records, we are relatable. And that is something I believe that makes us so effective is our relatability and our relevance. And so there are other things that we got coming down the pike that we want to continue, not just for youth, those that are system impacted, but also for adults. We are getting ready to bring some new things on the horizon for our adult. What I mean by that is we try to help with employment. Ms. Jones and I truly understand that there are 4 staples that ensure our success when we re-enter society. And that is stable housing, gainful employment, family support, and also community support. And that is what OAA Savannah also tries to bring to the table. Ms. Jones and I, when we get those phone calls, I need a job. Can you help me with employment? One of the things we've did is she used the term, we've connected the dots with other resources so that we are able to help people find jobs. So peer-to-peer support, that is another tool that we try to use because I know what those who are coming home have experienced. Some of their transition back into society has been smooth. Some of their transition has been difficult. But in the reintegration process, we want to make it as smooth as possible. And so that's what Ms. Jones and I are also doing. And we partner with other entities. Mr. Green, Fred, he is starting the apprenticeship program. What good is it to build the character of a young person, but not make them marketable, not give them a skill set that will help keep them out of trouble? So these are some of the things that we have on the horizon that we are trying to do right now. And we're asking, be a part of this. There are so many people that say, we need to do this and we need to do that. They're coming up with the problem, but very few are adding to the solution. Well, Ms. Jones, myself, Mr. Green, Mr. Hall, what we're doing is we're no longer just simply spouting out problems. We are becoming a part of the solution. And you too, we welcome you to be a part of the solutions that we have, be it financially, be it connecting the dots with networking, be it a body, you just want to come in and help with mentoring, because Ms. Jones has already shared the importance of mentoring. So many men have gotten out and they've been so busy that they no longer have time to spend or invest in young people. But here is my cry. Here is my clarion call. I believe that's a good word. I believe that we need you. We're asking you, would you be a part of what we're doing? Would you come and share your story? Would you spend an hour a week with a young person? Share with them your difficulties, your successes, your education, your commitment, your compassion, your share with them. And I believe, along with Miss Jones, that when you become a part of the solution, then we can help change the narrative. Miss Jones?
I so agree with you, Julius. I so agree. And guess what? If you want to be a part, some people may not have time to be mentors, but an hour out a day, I really don't think that's a lot of time. But if you can't be a mentor and you want to give a donation, you can send a donation to 8011 Waters Avenue, Savannah, Georgia, 31406. Make a donation that can help feed a child, because guess what? Not just that, in the verbal and visual, Julius Campbell's wife and his sister, they are part of the team. They take and make home cooked dinners, and a lot of these kids don't have that. Okay, so you can send a donation, 8011 Waters Avenue, Savannah, Georgia, 31406. And they are very appreciative for that home cooked meal. They love Daria food. They love her cooking. And guess what? Miss Vita and Daria do not play, and they already know that. But they appreciate that. Those kids are very appreciative, and that's what matters. So the village, come on, village. Everybody say they want to do, you want to help. Julius just said it's about connecting the dots. What Julius don't know, Fred may know. And what Fred don't know, Mr. Hall know. And what Mr. Hall don't know, we have Brad. Brad may know. And what Brad don't know, guess who we have? We have Angela. Somebody somewhere, we're going to connect the dots, get the help that is needed. And I was looking on the internet earlier, and so we was going to have a guest on, Mr. Smiley, but that's for another show, right? And so it was talking about how when you come home from prison, re-entry is a hard thing for some people. But Miko, it was saying Prison Fellowship in Georgia, they specialize in offering spiritual assistance to ex-offenders, because they know that you're going to need a place to stay, you're going to need food. It's even hard getting your ID. So and guess what? Verbal and Visual, OAA, Offender Alumni Association, we even help assist with getting your ID. Little things as simple as getting an ID is hard. A gentleman called me the other day. He needed some clothes. Julius and Fred, they're going to get things like that where we can help you take, and also we can take where you want to take a shower and put on clean clothes, where you can go out and get you a job. We even help assist with that, because we know that role for a lot of people is not easy. If you don't have family support, the community support, and you don't have a job, it makes it hard. So I just want to tell you that OAA, Offender Alumni Association, we don't just talk. We are about our business, okay? We encourage, empower, and educate. All right, Julius.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, thank you so much for this opportunity. I believe that we're getting ready to turn the corner and close. But before we close, we want to take a brief break. And then when we come back, we are going to tell you some of the things that are on the horizon. So thank you for this opportunity.
I'm Patty Hewitt, and I'm worried about our future.
Last one.
I think about my grandkids and the belief that they deserve every opportunity. And what you deserve, what Coastal Georgia deserves, is someone who cares more about their community than about corporate profits and big pharma.
I'll see you later.
All right, thank you. Small business owners and hardworking Georgians are the heart of our community.
Have a good day.
Not CEOs, not lobbyists, not shareholders, but who's taking care of them? It's time to ask yourself, what do you want from your government? This is our year to stand up against what we know is wrong. No more DC politicians invading our home life. No more racism that kills dreams and spreads violence. And no more corporate greed at the expense of workers' rights and our environment.
So what would be the most meaningful help to you?
I've spent the last 8 years working behind the scenes, mobilizing our communities for positive change. And while that is really important work, I can't stand by and allow the same tired politicians to run this country, the same ones who've neglected the real needs of Georgians. I'm ready to take our seat in Congress so I can fight for you and your families.
I vote for you.
Thank you, my darling. I love you. This isn't about party lines. This is about voting for a better future for more Georgians. Enough is enough.
And we're back, and I just want to come. We're turning the corner now, and I know that Julius, he likes to say, he has his good stuff. I'm gonna let him say it because nobody said it better than Julius. Okay, I'm gonna let him say it, but I appreciate you all for tuning in to Ain't Incarceration to Incorporate. And I want to leave this one thing to you young people who hear the sounds of my voice, and even to you adults. If you are moving and leading by your emotions, emotions can cause you to be somewhere that you want to be in life. And that's what we tell the young people. You have to stop and think. Think it can help you. If a young man who is going to be on, if he has stopped to think, he would not have spent 27 years of his life in prison. You know, emotions can have us in a world of trouble. But I just want to tell you, I want to encourage you that we love you, and those doors are going to be open to those that are incarcerated. So Julius like to say, what are you doing now to prepare yourself to come home? Prepare yourself, because the doors will be open. And I hope that you're taking the opportunity. If they have GED classes, take the classes that you need to help yourself. This is Marie coming to your hearing. Julius.
Very, very good, Marie. Listen, as we get ready to close, I want to say thank you for joining us. Would you do me a favor? Would you tell other people about what we're doing here on Friday nights? Because this is important. It is important because I did the statistics and I've learned the analysis. And do you not know that there are millions of people incarcerated here in the United States, 2 million to be exact. And I guarantee you that you have some relative that is incarcerated or under some supervision from our criminal justice system. So that means that it affects you. That means that you should learn more, become more aware, and then make some informed decisions. So would you tell somebody? Would you hit that share button, let them know what we're doing here at Ain't to Ain't or Incarceration to Incorporation on Friday nights at 6 o'clock? Would you tell them that OAA, Offender Alumni Association, Savannah, that we are doing some things, that we are relevant and relatable to our community, that we also have lived experiences? Would you tell your cousin, brother, sister, mother, auntie, would you allow them to know that, listen, I know somebody on radio, on video, that has been through what you are going through, but they made it? Would you tell them what Marie Jones and Fred Green and Julius Hall and Julius Campbell are doing right now? Would you allow them to know that our stories are impacting people and their stories can as well? So would you share this with someone, be it Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok? Also, we want you to share your story, because your story is just as important as our story. And not only we want you to do that, we also want you, if you will, to do this. Check on your loved ones, those that may be incarcerated. Would you call the chaplain? Find out if they're okay. Find out what's going on with them. And number two, hold your legislators accountable. When they come to your church, or your mosque, or wherever you are, your synagogue, and they want the pulpit, make sure you ask them questions and make sure that they give you informed answers. And then last, without least, would you help us? Whatever way you see fit, whether it's financial or word of mouth, help us to be able to help others. Listen, I want to share this note with you. I did 26 years in prison. Marie Jones did some time in prison as well. And so, but we didn't stop there. Look at what's going on in our lives now. We may have started out wrong, but check us out now. We are finishing strong, and you can as well. We'll see you again next Friday. Be blessed. Good night.
this. Like 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 this.